Welcome back, everybody. Today we're getting back the Dale truck. I've worked really hard on getting the collection to a somewhat stable state. There's a few new things, a few things that need to be tweaked, and I'm sure there's some still bugs to work out. A lot of mods were removed either because we planned on removing them earlier or they are broken at the moment. So this is a very watered down version, so we'll see what works, what doesn't, but I do know the Dale truck does work. But as you can see, we don't have the Dale truck in our garage. And we can't actually get it by just moving vehicle files because the Dale truck was vehicle number 2 in the last save. But now that I purchased new cars, another vehicle is filling up the number 2 slot. And I tried just quickly changing the ID, didn't work. So we're gonna go with the best next option, which also is probably the most kosher option. And that is to buy the vehicle again. So in order to do that, we gotta get the Dale truck into the shop. So I'm gonna show you how to do that really quick. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go to free roam. And I'm going to check this box down here at the bottom that says include auxiliary debug content. This is going to unlock a few maps that are already in the game, but they're just hidden behind debug content. So let's go to the showroom. Now, normally what you need to do is just get a info file in order to get your vehicle into a dealership or into career. There's a couple ways to go about it. You can actually go in and copy an existing info file and use that to be kind of your template and fill in the information for your custom car that you've made. And it should work just fine. Just make sure you've kind of followed the same pattern. Or you can use this tool that is in Patreon Gold Beta at the moment. I think it's planned to come out free at some point, but there's a few bugs still that need to be ironed out. We're gonna use that tool today. Let's go ahead and spawn in our Dale truck. And here's our Dale truck, no Lua errors, no problems, hopefully. And this is basically exactly as we left it in 035. We're in this beautiful showroom area, so that way that when the thumbnail is generated, it should look pretty dev quality. I don't think I'm on the ultra settings, but that's okay, we'll do our best. So in order to actually take the thumbnail, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and save the truck again. And this should overwrite the thumbnail with this new, more dev quality thumbnail. Then to start building your info file, you'll need to download the info editor mod in the Patreon and then go ahead and hit Shift F11, not regular F11, Shift F11. After a few seconds, you'll be in not a world editor, but a vehicle editor. So here you're gonna go to Apps, go to Vehicle Info Editor, and here you will see different areas you can fill out. Now, when you open up Vehicle Editor, you might need to drag some windows around, resize them a bit. By default, they tend to be really small. But here's our Dale truck. So we can go ahead and name this, let's name it Race Tab Dale Truck. But we will not adjust the description at the moment. Body style, you can choose anything from the drop down, or you can select custom. In our case, we're going to choose pickup. Now, dealerships will use any kind of info in this info file to filter and select which kind of vehicle should be in the dealerships. A common one that is used is config type. So for instance, all Joe's Junk cars have a Joe's Junk config type, and that's how the dealership knows. So if you wanted your car to show up in Joe's Junk, you could select this to be your config type. Keep in mind though, the mileage is actually determined by the dealership, not by your info file. What this mileage does is it helps calculate the value of the car that you'll see when it's in game. Right now it's a little off because there's another step we need to do to get this value calculator to work properly. I think we'll fix that in the next update to this mod. Let's go ahead and choose a custom config type. Now we can type in race tab. Population, I can't remember exactly how that works. I don't touch it, but it has something to do with the randomness and the spawning, I believe. Value, you can type in a value. It is recommended you put something in. I'd value this truck at, I don't know, $100,000 truck. 1, 2, 3, there we go. However, you'll see that the value calculator didn't adjust because the value calculator is going to use the lowest number, either your value here. If I put in $5,000, it's still not adjusting, but career will either use the lowest value of either the value that you type in or the summation of the value of parts. Okay, model year. I don't remember the model year of the D series. In fact, this is broken at the moment, but we will get this fixed in a second. I think we have to do another step for this to start working again. Default paint name, we'll leave these as none. Okay, so we got some of the core stuff done. What we need to do next is run vehicle test. When you run vehicle tests, this will teleport you to another map, another debug map. And this is the same area I believe the devs use to test and generate their info files. And so a system will start spawning the vehicle in, gathering certain informations, and give your vehicle an off-road score, a 0 to 60 time, all that stuff. Now we can see how good would the Dale truck do off-roading.
5 hours later.
And there, the vehicle got stuck, so it will end this test and start the next. Now this test, for whatever reason, doesn't have textures. I want to cook it in a 4-wheel drive and change the boost mapping. And here, the vehicle's going to try to achieve an absolute top speed. Looks like you're running a gearing around 212, 213 miles an hour. After those two quick tests, the test is over. You can double check by hitting the tilde key on your keyboard. You'll see at the very bottom it says testing is done. Now, I think this is a bug, so it might change in the future, but you would want to hit Shift F11 to bring up the vehicle editor again. For whatever reason though, it will crash. It doesn't like it. So we're just gonna hit F11 again. It says it's gonna generate world editor, but it actually brings up the vehicle editor that you would get from Shift F11. So now you can go back into the app here. You still have all the same information, but now you have new metrics here at the bottom. Vehicle data test, read only. You have the power, you have peak power, torque, acceleration, all the fun metrics that were generated for you. Most of these metrics aren't really used at the moment, but I think they're going to be used in a future BeamNG update, so best to get them in now. And now we can really adjust our model year. Maybe this is a 1996 truck. Maybe the mileage here is you can see the mileage now adjusting the calculated value. Let's say we're gonna buy this truck for, I don't know, 41,000 miles. It would cost 107,000. Brand new with no mileage on it, it's 187,000 based off all the parts that we have on it. So now we can do save all info. And this will generate an info file. I'm also going to save config info as well, because we did change the configuration info name. We've got some more settings. You can go into vehicle info. You can adjust descriptions here, change the brand if you need to, the vehicle type. All this was already pulled for us. But this tool was really built for, I guess, mass vehicle info file creation or generation. It's going to really help us in the Yoru as we're coming up with a huge update for that with all new configs. But this does help with getting a vehicle into career and generating a simple info file, or as well as you can use this tool to get your vehicle from career into free roam. The system's pretty much the same. And finally, another fun feature, you can change maps. You can either go to testing map or showroom. Let's go back to showroom. Now, if we search for our vehicle, you'll see it's not up at the top anymore with our other random configs because it now has an info file, so it does get filed in with the rest of the trucks. And here, towards the bottom, we have the race tab Dale truck. With information filled out, performance, weight, pretty much everything a config file needs to fit into career and look more professional. And then the next step is to go into career and see if we can find our truck. Also, just a quick reminder to enter the giveaway via the form in the description, where we're giving away 1 month of Patreon Gold every day during the month of modding. Not required, but you can gain additional entries for every $5 spent on the merch store. Hope you enjoy the episode. Alright, we're here at Chinatown Garage. We're gonna go see if we can go ahead and buy the race tab truck. Instead of creating a new dealership, which I'll probably do later on, I went ahead and just used Joe's Junk and got rid of its Joe's Junk config type filter and replaced it with a race tab filter. So now we have many Dale trucks to choose from, all with different mileages. Unfortunately, they are all high mileage. All right, the truck is delivered. The value has been slightly adjusted. It looks like it's worth $97,000. That's fantastic. Let's go ahead and bring it out. And here is our working vehicle from the former career, now in the new career. Basically a free roam vehicle turned into a career vehicle. Again, if you want these tools, some of them are still in development and not on the Patreon yet, but the vehicle info file is, and it probably still needs some adjustments and tweaks. Let's go ahead and head over to the drag strip, do a couple passes before we end off the video. While we head over to the drag strip, I'd like to give a special thanks to Tristan. Feel free to comment below some words of encouragement. He's been working super hard on these tools, and he loves making software and tools and things that help the community and the team develop faster. But I know he's really excited to work on new features. I'm really excited to see the new stuff too. And the new tools will come soon enough, as soon as he's finished making all these tools to help us develop and further develop career mode. Alright, let's pull up to the line. Let's do a bit of a burnout here. We'll put it in high boost mode, and we'll lock the rear diffs. We'll keep it in two-wheel drive. Now we don't have our tire thermal mod that we normally run, but that's okay, we'll get it for the next video. Just gonna put it in four-wheel drive, lock the front wheels as well, why not? We'll line up here. Actually, we need to do a two-step test. Let's get on the trans brake. And our two-step's not active, so give me 1 second. We're going to stay on the trans brake and cycle through our boost maps again. Now two-step is active and boost map is active. If we give it a test here, a little two-step test. Sounds good. Go ahead and creep up into the lines. We are fully staged. Touch limiter there for just a second. Alright, an 851 at 172 miles an hour. Pretty slow 60 foot, a 174 60 foot. This truck needs a lot of work. But that's going to do it for now. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back and focus on what's in front of me. Everybody days a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company. So take it from me, I got some places I should take you to see. You know it's easy when you ride with a G. Light speed, moving fast through the city, trying to find me some peace. I found